Hi, I'm Matt, and on today's Matt's World DIY, I'm making these beautiful, light and fluffy pancakes. Mwah, they're so good. They're the perfect thing for your hearty weekend breakfast. Also, when I make these, Tattoo goes crazy. He comes running. He's also asking, have you subscribed to Matt's DIY channel yet? And I'm also asking him, should others subscribe to Matt's DIY channel? Please do. If you like my videos, go ahead and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow. So now that we have that out of the way, let's get down to it. So the first thing we're going to do is assemble our dry ingredients. I'm going to need 120 grams or 1 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm putting that in my sifter so that I don't get any kind of lumps and that sort of thing in my batter. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. This is going to make our pancakes really light and fluffy. 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and I'm using fine salt, so I'm going to use a little bit less. Those are our dry ingredients. Now I'm just going to sift them together. And like I said, this is going to make just a real small batch of pancakes. And just like that, all my dry ingredients are assembled. I'm going to take that off my scale, put my scale away. Before I say I'm finished with my dry ingredients, I'm just going to go ahead and whisk all of these ingredients together well, make sure they're well combined. Then I'm going to push that off to the side. Now I'm going to pull in another bowl and assemble my wet ingredients. Those are dry, these are wet. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to do 1 egg into the bowl, because I have nothing else in it, and if it was bad, I just take it out. Doing 3/4 cup of milk. I'm making sure the milk is at room temperature. 1/8 cup of vegetable oil, pouring that right in. A splash of vanilla. That's really going to bring some flavors out. I forgot to put sugar in the dry ingredients, so I'm going to pull that nearby again, and I'm going to do 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. There's 1.5. Whisk that together, nice and combined. I have my wet ingredients. I'm going to whisk all of those together. Then I'm going to add my dry ingredients to my wet. Now here is the trick to light, fluffy, perfect pancakes. Don't combine the ingredients too much. You really are going to have a batter that looks like it's somewhat lumpy, not combined, but that's what you want, because if you activate the gluten in the flour, it's going to end up giving you this dense pancake that's kind of tough and the opposite of light and fluffy. So there we go. Now this looks like it is perfect. Now that everything is combined, I'm going to get my stove heated up, and we're going to make these in a little skillet. We're at the stove now, ready to get these pancakes in the pan. So the very best thing to use is a pat of butter. Get that? Wow. And we're going to have brown butter. This is way too hot. Oh boy. We're at the stove now, ready to get our pancakes in the pan. So the very best thing to cook your pancakes in is butter. So take a pat of butter, put it in your pan, let that melt. Make sure your heat isn't too high because you don't want to burn the butter. And I'm going to put in large spoonfuls of my pancake batter. If your pancake is not exactly the shape you want, then you can scooch it over, you can shape it while it's in the pan. This looks great. Take your time, let it cook slowly. It's going to be about a minute, 2 minutes, about 2 minutes per side. Putting your spatula under and lift under. I sound like I'm from New York. Put your spatula under the pancake and lift up the edge and take a peek at what's happening on the other side. If it's getting too brown, too dark, you better go ahead and flip it. But just kind of monitor it that way. This looks like it's ready to go. So I'm just flipping it over. That looks beautiful. Don't flip your pancakes and keep flipping them 3, 4, 5 times. You really want to minimize the amount of flips that you make on your pancake, because every time you do that, you're pushing air is like poof, exploding out of the pancake. So it's deflating your pancake whenever you flip it. So you want to minimize the amount of flipping so that you have a lighter and fluffier, beautiful pancake every time. I'm going to bring it back to that side. That's the last flip I'm going to do. I'm going to get this on a plate. Look at that. Very nice. Very nice indeed. I'm going to put another pat of butter in my pan and get ready for my next pancake. Now, if you wanted to do this in larger batches, a larger skillet or a griddle would work out perfectly for you. Or if you have little ones at the house, you can do smaller pancakes. It's me and Tattoo, and he's not having any of these, so I'm making very large pancakes for myself. My pancakes are done. They're light, they're fluffy, they are cooked to perfection. Now, what I like to put on my pancakes is a nice, like a blueberry compote, some sort of fruit, that type of thing, or maple syrup, if you can afford it. I also like molasses. I know that it sounds like super crazy because it's really powerfully strong, but I do like a nice dab of molasses on my pancakes. I was brought up in the country and we had molasses all the time, and it was part of my childhood. I really enjoyed it. It was delicious. So now I'm going to try these bad boys. These are truly the best, most fluffiest, delicious pancakes you will ever have. I guarantee it. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. When you subscribe, it helps my channel grow, and that's one of my big goals that I've got going on right now. Also, if you enjoy this recipe, go ahead and make it. And also, check out some of my other recipes that I have on my cooking and baking playlist. I'll see you soon.